guys, and welcome back to Opal&Mint. I am Ashley, and welcome to Watercolor Blooms. This is a series on the channel where we paint watercolor florals every single week, and I don't know what I'm painting today. We're gonna figure that out, but we are going through my Etcher sketchbook. I don't talk about the sketchbook I'm using every single time, but we are getting closer to the halfway point. Maybe not quite. But before I started painting, I did want to, now that I've had a chance to paint several things in this, I wanted to take a second to talk about my thoughts on the Etcher sketchbook. And I know there's a couple of different types of Etcher sketchbooks, so I'll link this specific one below. I'm talking about this one, and maybe not, this one's not called the Perfect Sketchbook. I think that one's a different one, but I don't know if the paper is the same or not. So if you do know, let us all know in the comments below. But so far, I'm loving this sketchbook. If you've followed along the series, you've seen how the paper reacts and how I paint on it. It is not my all-time favorite paper that I've ever used, but it is really good for sketchbook. It holds water pretty well. It does warp some. You can kind of see the pages have warped some, which is typical, which is normal of watercolor painting, but I think it layers well. It holds water pretty well. The paper stays wet long enough to be able to play with washes and wet and wet. I haven't had too many issues. There's been a couple of paintings where it's dried a little bit quicker in areas, but overall, I'm loving this so far. Just want to take a moment to talk about that, but let's go ahead, grab our sketchbooks, grab our paints, and let's start painting some watercolor blooms. Okay, so here is where we are currently. Last week's, I actually really enjoy. Do you ever paint something and don't like it at first, but then a week later you're like, oh, that's really pretty? Okay, that's how I live my life in art. I don't like it until later. So I really like the way this one looks right now. Okay, so we're gonna move on to this page. And today I wanna use my set of Meeden paints. I just poured these yesterday, so they're not completely, they're not completely set, but I want to go ahead and start testing these out and kind of get a feel for these paints. I swatched them a little bit yesterday. That's why there's paint all here. But what do we want to paint today? I don't really know. I kind of wanted to go with this. I don't always do this the same kind of feel from one side to the other, but I kind of want to, because I really like having the cohesiveness. I really enjoyed that one with the square. What if I did something different like that? Ooh, what can I do? Okay, let's pull out the tape. We're gonna just do some abstract background here. So kind of like I did with the square, I'm just going to do some random diagonal lines and fill in with a light wash of color. And then we'll do florals on top of that. So once again, I'm using the Holbein soft tape. There's already some paint splatter on this, so kind of a good thing I'm doing a little bit of a background since I've already made a mess of this page. Let's do here. I love how easily this tape pulls up, but it sticks. If that makes any sense. Okay. All right. And then I just want to put here. That's crooked. Fix that. Ah. Come on. So the day this is going up is the Monday before Thanksgiving here in the US. Come on. So for those of you who celebrate Thanksgiving, what are y'all doing? We're just gonna go to my mom's, so my sister's house, and we'll have lunch there, and then we'll have dinner at my house with my husband's family. Okay, let me grab a brush. We're gonna just take, this is the Christy Rice flat wash. It comes in her first brush set. Let's just mix up some colors. I want something that kind of goes along with this, but isn't like matchy-matchy. All right, let me think here. I actually like kind of what we got going on here. Although that's going to end up looking matchy-matchy, isn't it? Let's mix some. Got some of this purple coming through. Yeah, let's get some purple. Okay. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, add some water here. Let's just see how these perform. That's a pretty color. Ooh, I like that. Okay. All right, what do I want next? Let's do this. Add a little bit more yellow to that. That is just brown now. Go. All right, so I'm gonna fill these just spaces in with color, and then we're gonna let it dry and paint on top. Let me see what color I wanna do. I feel like we should get some green mixed in with that purple and see what that looks like. That's a pretty, whoops, I don't want to get the paint down. That's a pretty green. Just a nice light. All right, and then we need one more color. Okay, I'm gonna take the rose from Meeden, kind of mix it in with stuff that's going on there. There we go, just nice muted tones. Since this painting over here is muted, I want to keep it with some muted colors. Okay. Pretty. All right, so I'm going to pull the tape off and we're going to let that dry. I still don't know what flower I'm doing yet. We just, if you have followed along with the series, you know by now, I kind of just paint without planning. I just kind of go for it. Look at those colors. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, so I'm gonna let that dry completely, and then I don't know what I'm doing yet, but I'll be right back after I figure it out. All right, so I just had a thought. I was like, what kind of flower am I gonna put on this? Where am I gonna put it? Because this is like weird color block thing going on. Like, well, Ashley, what are you doing? And I said, I don't know. But I was trying to decide what color flowers I could put on top of this because it's all these random colors. And I had a thought. I can do black and white flowers. So I'm not really going to be testing out these colors fully because I'm going to use the black. I'm just going to use the black now, I think. This might morph into something else. I don't know. But we're going to use the black. Traditionally, usually I've painted black and white flowers before, and I usually do tulips. I guess I could because it would kind of go, should I? I was thinking I should go in a different direction since I normally do tulips in black and white, but since I have tulips, I might actually mirror that with tulips in black and white here. I think that's what I'm going to do. I hope you enjoy listening to my process each week because it's always chaotic. I actually love going in with no plan because then it just frees me up to do whatever comes to my head. Okay. All right. So I'm going to be using my Creative Mark Rhapsody Round Kolinsky Sable, my size 6. This is the largest one I have. And I'll link this if it is available. I think you can find this on Amazon. I got this from Jerry's Artorama, probably some other art stores, but I'll link it below in various forms. But let's get some black here. I need just a little dish, but I need, this one's got lots of color in it. I don't want to clean that. It's okay. I'll just use this. This, by the way, is just a 3D printed box that my husband made, and I've been using it just for some paints. So, okay. Are we on screen? I think so. All right, so I've got the black, and it's a medium kind of wash of black, maybe a little bit runnier. We'll see what this looks like. Do I want to do tulips like that, or do I want to do, no, what do I can't make up my mind. Okay, I have an idea. Sometimes when I can't decide where I want to place things, I just like splatter paint on it and see what happens. I love doing this. I've done several Instagram reels where I paint in the rain, and I literally put my paper in the rain for a few seconds, and where those splashes are, I paint. So we're going to go with that same principle, but I have a little black on my brush. I'm going to get more water so it's dripping, and I'm just going to tap the brush above the paper. I love it. I love being chaotic. Okay. All right, so from there, I'm going to use the splatters that we have. So here's a big section here. So let's do that. Yeah, let's get super loose with this. All right, and since we're using the same color here, I'm just going to kind of go ahead and bring this down. One really cool thing about painting in black and white is you can more easily identify your values, your lights and darks, because it's all in one color. So, all right, I'm going to work quickly because this is wet, and I want these little splatters to remain wet until I have flowers here. So let's see, this one's going to open up a little bit here. Go ahead and get stem kind of coming here. Okay, and we will come in with some more detail on these in a second and get this initial layer in. Okay. Feel like, let's see here. There's some splatters here, so let's go here. And let's do a little bit more open flower. So this one's kind of opened up a little bit. Go. And pulling this stem down right there. Nice. All right, so let's balance out on this side. I really want one drooping, but let's see. Let's see if I can make this one kind of droop. That's not bad. That's not bad. Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. And let's see. I'm not mad at this. This is fun. Okay. I'm going to leave the rest of the paint splatters where they are. I feel like I want to do one more little bud. Let's do one here. This one's going to be fully drooping down this way. Okay, not bad, not bad. It's a good start. All right, let's see where we want to put our leaves. Okay. All right, tapping in a little bit of depth here. Nice. Putting one coming here. All right. And I feel like, oh, I don't know. Here, let's have one that comes here. Something kind of drooping chaotically down that way. I feel like it, nope, I like it. I like it. Bounces this way to this way and less that way. Nope, I like it. Okay, pretty. All right, so I'm gonna take in some darker pigment now. And we're just gonna put in, while all this is still wet, just some darker shadows. Kind of emphasize, structure these a little bit. Okay, getting somewhere. And down one side of the stems, we're just gonna put in a shadow. And some depth on this leaf. Pretty. If you have not painted in just black and white, this might be a fun way to do it because you've got some color behind it. So it's not just all one, you know, black and white, one color. All right. I think I'm about done. I don't want to put too much into it. You don't want to get overly dark where you just lose everything. You know, you need to have some light in with the dark. So I feel like we're about done. Let me actually rinse my brush off and lift on this front petal a little bit. I feel like we got too dark on this front one. There we go. And maybe even over here. See if I can lift just a little bit. Highlight there. Pretty. And then this little bitty bud, I'm just gonna hold that there. All right. That was super quick, but I like it. Not bad. All right, and this is normally where I would go and put some more paint splatter, but I think that I think it's good. I think it's good. You can add a little bit of more color paint splatter if you want, and if some of those like hit your black paint when it's still wet, it would blend into it. It might look pretty as well, but I think I want to stop there on mine and call it done. What is the date? Oh my gosh. I can't believe November's like gone. All right. So that's going to be the end of this Watercolor Blooms episode. I hope you enjoyed this. And the next one, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, will be next month. It'll be in December. Is that right? Yes, it is. December 2nd will be our next one. And in the month of December, we are actually going to be doing 24 days of Opal&Mint. So there's going to be a video every single day for the first 24 days in December. So get ready for that. We are planning. We are currently brainstorming video ideas. So we have 24 in December. But yeah, let us know if you're excited for that. But that is it for this one. If you did enjoy this, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, and you want to see our future videos, hit that subscribe button down below, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hey. Oh, yeah.